When Russian dictator Vladimir Putin imprisoned Mikhail Khodorkovsky in 2003, it marked the consolidation of his authority and the end of independent business in Russia. Nearly 22 years later, Khodorkovsky has again become a thorn in the president's side, this time due to FSB allegations of plotting a coup d'état. Authorities claim that the anti-war committee, founded by Khodorkovsky, was allegedly preparing to seize power by force. Khodorkovsky has dismissed the accusations as fabricated, while experts suggest the Kremlin's paranoia is driving the case. The Telegraph reports on this development. This reflects the deep fear and vulnerability within the Russian government, said John Herbst, former U.S. ambassador to Ukraine. According to him, Putin is once again searching for internal enemies to justify tightening control as his regime weakens. There is plenty for him to worry about. Russia's economy, long propped up by defense contracts, is beginning to crumble. Banks are burdened with the debts of military enterprises, interest rates have reached record highs, and industries are struggling to service their loans. Economists estimate that roughly a quarter of all corporate loans in Russia are tied to defense-related firms. Many of these loans were issued without any realistic expectation of repayment, leaving numerous companies teetering on the verge of bankruptcy. Even major banks are showing signs of distress. Bloomberg reports that several institutions are already preparing to seek assistance from the central bank. However, central bank head Elvira Nabiullina insists there is no crisis. Opposition politician Vladimir Putin cautions that everything in Russia looks stable until an avalanche of defaults suddenly begins. Meanwhile, Ukrainian drones continue to strike Russian oil refineries. Since the start of the year, 21 of the country's 38 largest refineries have been hit, driving gasoline prices up by 40%. In occupied Crimea, authorities have introduced fuel ration coupons, and small gas stations across Siberia are shutting down. The situation has been further strained by U.S. measures. President Donald Trump, frustrated with the lack of progress in peace negotiations, has imposed sanctions on Rosneft and Lukoil, Russia's two largest oil companies. Washington has also threatened penalties against banks facilitating Russian oil export payments. Following this move, both China and India have reduced purchases of Russian crude, cutting off vital revenue streams for the Kremlin. For the first time in over 3 years, Russia is truly feeling economic pain, said Chatham House analyst Timothy Ash. He noted that Moscow is losing financial resources faster than it can replenish them. Trump, meanwhile, has made clear his intention to increase the pressure. He must end this war. Do you see the fuel lines in Russia? Their whole economy is on the verge of collapse, the US president said. Against this backdrop, the Kremlin's anxiety is growing. Khodorkovsky argues that the FSB's reaction to his activities stems from the regime's nervousness over the succession question. Putin has no clear successor, and public trust in state institutions has long eroded. Milov adds that the surge in loan restructurings is an alarming sign companies simply can't repay their debts.